Good evening, everyone. This is Leanne from Of Love and Shiplap and founder of Sublimation Graphics and Tutorials here on Facebook. If you're joining us live tonight, thank you. If you're catching this video on YouTube, feel free to come join our group for regular live videos on sublimation, white toner, direct-to-garment, graphic design, and just general business stuff at facebook.com/groups/sub-that-us. Jasper is here. He just wants you guys to know in case you've missed his smiling face. So tonight I'm going to be talking to you guys about white toner printing. Now, even though we've been primarily dedicated to sublimation for the last year, it's become very apparent that a lot of our members are really looking for more total solutions for their business. As great as sublimation is, there are several drawbacks, especially when you're a small business owner. The biggest of which is that if you're in the garment niche, you can't use cotton or cotton blends. You need something that's high polyester count, and you can't print on medium to dark colored garments. Since sublimation ink is translucent, you're gonna be able to see that color of the garment coming through. Jasper's left the room. So white toner is probably one of the most affordable solutions that you can add if you're looking to add another piece of equipment. Screen printing is very time consuming and not exactly cost effective. Direct to garment printing gives the closest results to sublimation by far, but of course the direct to garment printer is, upwards of 20 grand. So when you're looking for something that you can add to your business that's going to have a bit more versatility, the answer is definitely white toner. Tonight I'm going to specifically be talking to you about the iColor 550 because that is the printer that I have. But to start, let's just start with what exactly is white toner. There's basically two types of printer. There's inkjet printers, which we're all familiar with, and that is what a sublimation printer is composed of. And then there's toner printers. Now, toner cartridges, even if it was a household printer, tend to cost more than inkjet printers, but they last substantially longer because for printing any specific page, it's, pennies. When it comes to toner, you don't have to worry about ink clogs and maintenance and things like that. So that's another added bonus of using a toner printer versus an inkjet printer. The white toner printer has white ink. And of course, once again, one of the things that we know about sublimation and all other types of printing is that the reason why you can't print white is because there is no such thing as white ink. So that's where the white toner printers come in. There are two primary brands of printers out there, the Oki, which a lot of people are familiar with, and then the Uninet iColor printer line. They have 3 different models, and each model can print a different page size and whatnot. So the one that I have is the one that's in the middle. It's the iColor 550. I'll turn you around so you guys can see it. This printer is big and very heavy. There isn't really a whole lot for me to show you printer-wise, just that's it. When you get your printer, it's gonna come with all sorts of stuff. So you're gonna get your instruction sheet. This is a transfer we printed up. And you're gonna get some craft paper to use when you're pressing stuff. And then you're gonna get these envelopes filled with all of these different types of paper. So the really cool part about this is that each one of these envelopes has at least 5 sheets of whatever type of paper it is. So this one is silver metallic hard surface for cardboard, wood, and paper. When you open it up, it comes with directions. Just kidding. The directions must be in a different envelope because we've been playing with these. There we go. This one's got directions. You get completed directions for you to follow, and they're very easy and straightforward. They tell you time, temp, pressure. They give you solutions if you need to modify based on, the different type of garment coverage. And this gives you a really great opportunity to try out. All of these are for fabrics and all of these are for hard substrates. So you get a chance to try out about 30 different types of paper so you can find which ones you like most for you and your business. Now, one of the biggest questions to start off with is what can you achieve with white toner printing? white toner printing is not just for printing garments. It's for printing just about everything. You can use this printer you can use transfers from this printer on virtually any substrate. And when I say any substrate, I mean, you can go pick up a glass at your local Walmart. And if you are able to put this into a cup press, white toner transfers do not work with convection ovens, just so for anyone who might ask that. But you can go pick up a regular coffee mug, a regular glass. If it will fit accordingly into a mug press or a mug press attachment, you can put a transfer on it. If you can put a flat object like a piece of wood or metal into your regular flat press, you can use a white toner transfer on it. Yeah, so sorry, I had to think about it for a second. So you're not limited to just garments when you choose a printer like this, but garments is of course the most popular thing that people want to do. And when it comes to using this specific printer for garments, there is a lot of advantages. So first, let me just show you a shirt that we did. So this is a shirt that we did during the initial training. A lot of you always want to know, what does white toner feel like? So you can see just by looking at this that it does sit semi on top of the garment. It feels a lot like screen printing. So it's definitely thinner than vinyl. It has, stretch depending on how your design is done, which is something that we'll be going over in future videos. I'm going to talk to you guys about creating dead space in your designs, about adding holes and dots for rasterization to give it better washability and flexible feel. And then, we're going to talk about all the different ways that you can print and give this a softer hand, so to speak, and even if it meant using different papers on your garment. So this one we just did with regular two-step paper, which is called Uninet two-step standard. And so you can see that it's not super thick. You can see that it's definitely bonded into the fabric. It's not as thick as vinyl. I'd say it's probably closest to screen printing. So it is going to have that feel to it. And again, depending on what kind of paper you use, depending on your design, things that we will be going over in future videos will make a difference to your end product. So as I just mentioned, white toner doesn't have any kind of limits in terms of substrates. For the most part, if you can find a way to heat press it with the appropriate amount of pressure, you can put a white toner transfer on just about anything. All right. So I've seen a lot of people who don't specifically like their white toner printer for one reason or another. Hold on a second. I've seen a lot of people who have commented that they don't like their white toner printer for one reason or another. It seems that the most common issue for people who have a white toner printer is simply that they just don't know how to use the software, or they're not using the right kinds of paper, or they're struggling with the paper. And this is ultimately determining what the end quality is. And if you're not taking the necessary steps to learn how to do this stuff properly, you are gonna not have the results that you want. And this is definitely something where, because of, especially with the cost of this printer, you want to make sure that you're being proactive about learning how to use it properly, learning how to understand the software, and using all of the features it has to benefit you and your business, because at the end of the day, you're going to get way better results and you are going to be happy with this purchase versus if you just kind of try and wing it and maybe take a little bit too much advice from random people on Facebook. So for me personally, I really like the White Toner Success group here on Facebook. That's what's called, White Toner Success. You can join that, and people are very helpful, but there's also representatives from Uninet. There's dealers that sell and train individuals on Oki printers, so you can get all of your answers in one place from people who actually have had, company training and know the most about this. So there are several differences between the Oki and the iColor printer that I want to talk to you guys about, and then, kind of tell you why I think the iColor is just the superior choice by far. And if you're really thinking about pulling the trigger, I would recommend this. So first and foremost, the Oki alternative, so to speak, to like this to the same size, print size and whatnot as the iColor 550 is about $2,500 more than the iColor 550 is. And you're not gonna get any more features. In fact, you get more features with the iColor 550. I got my little cheat sheet here. Okay, so the first thing is that the iColor printers have the ability to either overprint or underprint white. So the Oki printers are only capable of overprinting, which means that you couldn't make things like window clings. With the iColor 550, you can make things like window clings, you can make labels. So if you have a business and you make candles, you could make labels for your candles. You can make labels for any kind of product, actually. In fact, there's a member in our group who makes his labels for his candle melts using his, I think it's called, he has a different version, but his white toner printer that's similar to this. You can print, because it does the underprinting, you're also able to print on dark materials directly. So like invitations for parties, or even promotional posters, things that you want to give to your customers, anything along those lines, you are capable of printing. So when I say that the iColor 550 white toner printer has no limits, I literally mean it has no limits. It is a very impressive printer just because it has that one single feature that the Oki doesn't, is that it can overprint or underprint. It is a special technology with this printer that you can actually move the toner cartridges, and I will be showing you videos where we will go over moving them. You don't have to guess how to do it because the software that comes with it actually just has a picture on the screen, depending on what you choose, tells you what cartridges to put in and how to put them in. So it takes all the guesswork out of there. So you don't have to worry about screwing it up or putting them in the wrong place because it's right there, very easy. Swapping out cartridges is very simple. The iColor 550 also comes with a black toner cartridge, which the Oki does not. So the reason why this makes a difference is if you're printing a design that is mostly black or has a lot of black and doesn't need white, like it's gonna go on a white shirt, you're gonna wanna capitalize on using that black toner because one, it'll save you money because the Oki, it needs to use CMYK to create black, which is going to use a lot more toner and it's going to feel thicker on your fabric. So having a black toner makes all the difference for that. And then on top of that, you can actually use that black toner just to print regular documents too. So you can use this printer for both making all of your substrates, you can use it for making your labels for your products, and you can use it to print off, shipping invoices and everything else. And you can literally do all of this with one piece of equipment. And that's just the white toner aspect of it. So now the next honestly, the coolest feature I think about the iColor printers is that they have sublimation toner. They also have fluorescent toner and clear security toner. So you can actually purchase 3 other different types of toner that you can very quickly swap out into this printer. The really cool part about the sublimation toner, it's so cool, you guys. I haven't ordered it yet, so I'm definitely looking forward to ordering it and trying it. But the fact that it's even an option is kind of a game changer, and here's why. The sublimation toner can easily you pop out the old toner, the regular white toner, and you put in the sublimation toner, and you're ready to go. There's no print nozzle checks. There's no maintenance that needs to be required. There's no lines for the ink to get trapped in or air bubbles. There's no place for the ink to leak out. So a lot of those common issues that we face with printers, gone. Then on top of that, because it's toner ink instead of inkjet ink, you don't need any special sublimation paper. You can use regular old copy paper that you can pick up at Walmart. So there's a huge savings right there. The toner cartridges, of course, might seem very expensive, but toner again costs significantly less than traditional ink does. And we're talking, this literally costs pennies to print a page. And then of course, if you're just using regular old paper from Walmart, every sublimation transfer that you have is gonna be costing you pennies. So that alone will make a difference for your business. If you're looking for an all-in-one printer, of course, and you can just use it for white toner. The fluorescent toner, if there's some videos online showing it, it creates fluorescent garments, which depending on the niche that you're in, that might be something that is a huge selling factor for you to have those fluorescent, gonna show up in the dark types of garments for your business. And then the clear security toner makes it possible for you to create, this is so cool. Sorry. You can use the clear toner to create full color glitter transfers that you can heat press onto your shirts. So instead of having to sublimate glitter, you can get the glitter effect using the clear toner transfer with the rest of the white toner colors. Pretty cool, right? So that's what the different toners that are available with this printer. And like I said, there's no special maintenance required. There's no added steps required. It's as simple as pulling out the cartridge, putting in the new one according to what the screen tells you. All right, the iColor printers include what's called ProRip software. And this software is really, really unique. Now, you might hear some people talk about transfer rip software. It's more or less the same thing. But the ProRip software comes with the iColor printers versus the Oki printers, where having to buy the transfer rip alternative is roughly $600. So it's very expensive software. But the software is what's gonna make all the difference for you, besides, you know, choosing the right paper and having the right printer and things like that. The software is specifically designed to help you get the most out of your printer and make sure that you are getting the best results with your white toner transfers. So within this program, there are a couple of key features that are really, really cool. So first is that it gives you the option to rasterize your image. When you rasterize it, you're gonna add small dots or holes into it. And I'm gonna show you guys this stuff in future videos, but this will help decrease the stiffness of a transfer on a shirt if it happens to be a really solid design. And actually, if you guys can see, I don't know if you can, see how there's little holes in that? That's because we printed this logo with the rasterization so that when it would be put on a shirt, it would have better stretchability and better washability. So one of the things about any kind of transfer that you do, you know, like you guys are familiar with Jet Pro opaque paper and stuff like that. One of the reasons why washability is, you know, relatively low on a lot of those is because they are so stiff that that when you wash the garment, the water, your washer kind of breaks at it like attacks, I guess. It's like your car getting hit by hail, okay? When your garment is being washed. So it's like getting a big beating, and eventually that's what causes it to crack. So just that's, you know, very common with some of the cheaper different types of transfer paper. The transfer paper that you're getting with any kind of white toner transfer, it has much better durability and washability, but then you can take it a step further to give it a softer feel and give it more stretchability and more longevity simply by using the rasterization tool that's in the ProRip software. So that's a really great feature. It also, with the iColor printers, you can control toner output. Now with the Oki printers, you cannot. So with the iColor printers, you can increase or decrease the amount of white toner that's being put down depending on your substrate. So this is going to result in having a softer garment. So if you're using a light colored garment, or even a white garment, you're not going to need a bunch of white toner put down. You can actually adjust that accordingly. Versus the Oki printer, which just puts down a solid 200% white all the time. And then that of course creates a stiffer transfer on certain types of materials, because, you know, the material is going to determine how well the transfer bonds into it as well and how soft it feels. So there's those two features. And then let me look at my cheat sheet here. Oh, you get better color control. There are some really cool features where you can like knock out colors. You can edit your colors. You can actually use the software with GIMP and Photoshop if you're using those programs to make edits in your design and have them brought right back into the program to print. So that's really great and handy feature. So the software is really cool in those aspects. And again, it puts everything right in front of you, so you don't have to guess and figure out where the toner is supposed to go and how to use it. I have to read my notes. Okay, so that software is not necessary, and there are a lot of people who don't use it, but a lot of those people tend to be the people that don't really like most types of paper that are out there, and end up not liking their white toner printer in general and feel like it's a waste of space. So once again, just reiterating, this is not like sublimation where there's 100 different ways to do something. With white toner printing, there's pretty straightforward instructions. And from what I've learned having this printer, if you follow the instructions that are given to you by the company and follow the training that they offer and their help center that's incorporated into the program, you would be amazed at the results that you can get. And they're definitely a good addition to your business. Now, the other feature that this printer comes with is the second most exciting thing, because I think the sublimation part is really the most exciting, because I mean, you can spend, these printers retail for around $4,000, and you can spend, you know, I think it'll be like $6,000 if you get the sublimation toners and whatnot thrown in. So you can spend that money, but you would have an all-in-one printer that literally could do every single substrate you can imagine, dark colors and cotton and random glasses and other materials that you find at the store, and it can print your labels for your products, and it will print your shipping invoices and everything else, and you would have one single printer to do all of that stuff. So the second coolest feature, this printer comes with a program called Smart Cut. You cannot use this program or get this program with the Oki printers. Smart Cut is, I'm going to show you guys videos on this too, because it's really exciting. Smart Cut is a program that divides your design for multi-page printing. So you don't have to try and figure it out, but it gets better. It doesn't just divide your design in a straight line the way that, like, I've shown you guys how to divide your designs. This one actually divides it along lines that naturally appear in the design, so that the naked eye is not going to be able to determine that that design has been split. And even more than that, unlike sublimation where you have to, you know, tape all your designs together, your pages together to print your one design, with this one, you can actually print each piece of the design separately, and it won't impact the other ones. So you can print each one separately. The transfer paper is clear, and it's easy to line it up, because instead of it being a straight line, it's going to, you know, it's going to line up along a groove. So you can line everything up, and there's endless sizes that you can do this way. And because you can multi-press it, you don't even have to worry about uneven colors or anything like that, because it's going to look the same and it's going to look fluid no matter what. To me, I think the Smart Cut program is like the coolest thing and a game changer, and I actually learned about it back in December, but I just hadn't had an opportunity to actually play with it. So that's pretty much the highlight reel of what you should know about the iColor printers. I think I kind of covered all the bases. And like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of videos every Wednesday. We're going to be doing a new video for our White Toner Wednesday that's going to go over something that's about white toner printing. And you guys know I like to cover the basics too, because there are people who want to know the basics. I will demo all of these different papers so we can see them in action. And we are just going to have a lot of fun with this. So if you guys are interested in learning more about the iColor printer, or interested in asking questions from a company representative, all you have to do is email sales@icolorprint.com, or go to their website, icolorprint.com. That's iColor print. And you'll find some videos on there where you can see all sorts of, you know, different promos and products being made with this printer and overviews of the different models. And if you email the sales@icolorprint.com, you'll be able to be connected with a representative who can answer your questions, and then they can refer you to a local dealer that can work with you to get your printer done and financed. So that's another important thing, is a lot of these companies do offer financing, so you don't have to stress about the cost of this printer. And last but not least, I would say that if you're on the fence, definitely join us on Wednesdays for these different videos and kind of see what you think about it in action. Even if you just use it to sell transfers, you know, and only we're selling a few physical goods, you could still make a lot of use out of this printer. And, you know, it's going to cost you about the same as just about every other solution in terms of garments, but you will have no limits to all the other things that you can do. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. And if you have questions, make sure to leave them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Bye.